I want to make a radical statement today that moves us away from traditional therapeutic approaches. I want to use language, its structures, its functions, its filtering mechanisms as the primary point of departure for analyzing personality and adaptive functioning. Language is the engine. Language is the map. Language is the secret code of adaptation. Listen close. Yeah. We survive through the words that we speak, through the thoughts that we think, through the bonds that we keep, through the rules of acceptance that circle the group, through the fear of rejection that tightens the loop. Language builds the mind, calibrates the scene, turns raw instinct into human routine. It shapes your perception, your memory's pace, tells you where you stand inside the human race. Everybody wants safety, everybody wants power, everybody feels fragile when the group starts to sour. Call it nation power on the grand scale stage, but inside the home, it's group power in a cage. Group power worked fine when the tribe was small, but cities made the system overload and stall. Suddenly the mind had too many lines to track, and the signal of connection started breaking in the back. As complexity rises, the brain starts to cheat, use lies as a tool just to stay on its feet. Withdrawal, rejection, aggression, control, all of it's a dance for surviving the role. When somebody gets angry, it's not what it seems. They're clinging to power with emotional beams. They're scared that another will speak with more skill, explain it so clearly the whole group will turn, and that fear burns and the mind churns. Guilt becomes the engine that the whole group learns. Packages of love, packages of blame, thrown at different people like a shifting game. Assign the acceptance to yourself if you dare. Push the rejection to the other, get it out of your hair. Block out the contradiction, don't look too deep. That's the guilt cycle rhythm that the human brain keeps, but the controller is fragile. That's the twist. Overwhelmed by the feelings they cannot resist. Too many emotions, too little space, so they shut down the system to protect their place. Borderline waves, narcissistic flares, born from complexity. Nobody prepares, not a monster, just drowning in internal noise, struggling to manage the emotional toys and systems of nation power. They cope just fine because someone else draws the behavioral line. But in freedom, oh freedom, they lose their map. Act wild, act scared, strike back, collapse. Psychology gets this wrong, tries to label the pain, but the model is deeper. Language run in the brain, fear of exposure, fear of collapse, fear that the group will uncover the trap. Sometimes the controller wants the last one gone because that person matters to the others around. And if that voice speaks true, their empire goes down. They panic, they shake, they push harder through the gate. They feel like they're falling through emotional space, either explode in rage or completely erase. This is where danger starts showing its face. Someone in overload might do the unthinkable, not from coldness but from emotional unmanageability. Feelings too strong so they shut them all down, holding on to one person, terrified to drown. Helping them need structure, maps, frameworks, cues, not emotional talk but cognitive tools. Memory tables, metacognitive space, mental scaffolds to stabilize pace. Structure it down and shut down means no change. The wrist line grows with the cognitive range, from mild aggression to collapse to extreme, depending how overloaded the circuits have been. Push them too far and the break could go wild, or open the doorway where insight arrives. Move with caution, give didactic clarity, give neutral content, give stabilizing authority. These patterns don't arise from nowhere in life. They're shaped by nation power, religion and strife, by systems that reward, control and fear, passing maladaptive behaviors year after year. Language is the key, group power is the frame, exposure is the trigger, guilt is the flame, complexity is the weight that the fragile can't lift, and the person collapse along the emotional rift. That's the model, that's the map, that's the truth beneath the trap.